It's a question that has come back to haunt us yet again. Sadly and unfortunately so. An 8-year-old was molested by her teacher in a private school. And the whole country, including schools, colleges, policy-making bodies, everyone went into a frenzy. And each time such a dastardly and shameful act is committed, governments and policy-making bodies start issuing guidelines. But is that sufficient? Can it safeguard children in schools and colleges? That's what we are debating on Crossfire today. I'm joined by Sheena on my left and Shashanka on my right, who are here to debate this with us. Sheena, first of all, my first question is for you. Do you feel that what happened in Bangalore, the complete responsibility, since it happened on school premises, was that of school?
Well, Abhishek, I do feel that the responsibility totally lies on the school. You see, when a student is in the premises of the school, or for that matter, not only within the premises, right from the time when the student leaves his home to reach the school, until the moment he goes back to his home, the onus is of the school, right? The responsibility is on the school to ensure that the child is safe enough.
So you're saying the school is completely and fully responsible for any such act?
I do agree with that.
Shashanka, we were talking earlier, you were telling me that since it's very difficult to fix responsibility, it's perhaps not just the schools which we should be blaming. Do you still stand there? Is your stand still that, or you want to change it or say something else?
No, I would like to stand at the same point actually.
Right.
But the thing is that it is not just the schools which are responsible for this. The society, the government, everybody has to take their part of the blame. You see, when we talk about schools, saying that it is entirely the school's responsibility to ensure that the child is safe, and the governments provide guidelines like you have to put up CCTVs, you have to put up extra security guards, everything. It only adds up to the costs. And when these costs are passed on to the parents, they again complain about the costs. So people have to realize that they want to have the security, they have to pay the fees. So again, when this happens, it automatically drives the cost of education up, excluding the people who are the lower and middle income classes. Right now, all these incidents which are happening, we see that they are all in high-end schools, Bibjor or whatnot. Every school is at the top end of the education system, and they can definitely afford to put up the CCTVs and everything, but at the lower end, they definitely cannot afford to. And the schools, and it falls on the schools when such thing happens, that you have not put up the CCTVs, you have not put up extra security guards, you let this happen, so it's entirely your fault.
You're talking about the paucity of resources.
Yeah.
Sheena, paucity of resources, can we, just because a school might not have funds, in that case, what would you say? Should the government not allow them to run that school, or should government fund them in some measure so that these measures can be taken, guidelines can be followed, guards could be placed in front of school gates, etc., CCTV cameras could be installed? How do you respond to what Shashanka said, which is a very valid point?
I agree, but I would say that I have a different take on this point per se. So you mentioned that cost is one issue, but you know what happened last year in October? A girl was sexually molested in Bangalore, and CCTV cameras were installed in the school. So you see that CCTV cameras, despite being installed in the school, could not do much to prevent this shameful incident from happening. So as far as cost is concerned, this is one factor I would say. But there are many other low-cost alternatives to solve this problem. For example, a school, first of all, if it does background checks, if it does, rolling trainings,
right,
many rounds of trainings to ensure what is the kind of mindset that those people employed with the school have. The teachers, the other staff, the teaching as well as the non-teaching staff, all these people, the kind of mindset that these people have, and all these things matter a lot. There should be supervision, not only supervision as in to say a teacher is there to check on the students, but a supervision that's not negligent. All these things, when ensured, would make sure, and these would be, of course, low-cost methods for curbing such shameful incidents.
As per the Government of India statistics, around 19% of world's children population is in India, and 42% of India's total population is comprised of children. And if we take a ballpark figure of, say, 25%, then we have a huge number of students who are going to schools. Can the government, can the institutes even sort of, attempt to try and take such measures and implement them honestly? Because we keep talking about these measures that this should be done and that should be done. But do you think we can practically and honestly implement such measures?
Considering that I said that it's important that we do a background check. For example, if you would have seen that most of the teachers in school, the process of hiring them goes through private consultants or through some agencies which reach out to prospective teachers and let know the students and let know the teachers and everybody inside the school. So what you can do alternatively is that you have some people from within your school whom you can trust on. The people who've worked with you for quite some time, those people who you can trust on.
Right.
And those people, if you have those people, do this process of hunting the prospect teachers and prospect staff.
We cannot underline the importance of doing a background check on the staff and teachers.
Absolutely.
More than that. Yes, I
Absolutely.
agree with that. On concluding notes, let's try and find some solutions. Shashanka, we'll start with you. What do you think could be certain measures? Again, I will talk about measures because there are institutions which are involved here, government is involved here. So I will speak in that language, and pardon me if you do not agree with it or give me a better word for it. So what measures, what guidelines you feel could make sure that kids across the country are safe in schools and colleges?
Basically, it's there should be some teacher training. Then later on, probably you can progress on to having the expensive stuff of having the CCTVs or full-time wardens or having buses filled with security persons, stuff like that.
You keep coming back to the money part, and I do not want to discuss the budgetary allocation towards education. I would have loved to, but we're running out of time.
I do not want to exclude lower poor students from education. I want
Right.
everybody to have education.
Of course.
And it should be affordable.
We all do. We all do. Sheena, what do you have to say?
So I
You
would
have 30
just-
seconds, please conclude.
Yeah, so I would just cite an example. So there's this book called The Weak Fish by Michael Dawn, which says that when these incidents happen with students in school, incidents of sexual assault, incidents of bullying, all such incidents when they happen, the students, approximately 18% of these students, they feel ashamed of reporting such incidents to their teachers and to their parents. So I feel in some way if some sort of a comfort level is established, a
Right.
kind of a relationship is established between the teachers and the students as well as the parents and the students,
Right.
so that the students feel more comfortable to talk about these issues in front of their elders.
And not brush them under
Exactly.
the carpet.
I think this is one thing that could help in resolving this immediately. So unless you talk to your elders, your parents or your teachers about such incidents, nothing is bound to happen, right?
We are running
So
out of
these-
time, so I will conclude on that note. While the state governments, the central government, schools and colleges need to do their bit, we as society also need to play our part. On that note, we will wrap up. But don't go anywhere. There's a lot more coming up on the other side.